Welcome to the second game in the final four for both of these teams. Yesterday, in their first round, the USA lost to Russia by 1-0. Denmark drew with Canada in a classic game, 3 goals apiece it was. Russia earlier today have beaten Canada by 4-1, which has effectively eliminated Canada and the USA from winning this tournament. The only team that can stop the Russians are the Danes. Denmark on table left line up with Carina Jorgensen, Maria Larsson and Luca Vedsted. They'll be in defence first off. On the right hand side, the red, white and blue, mostly blue shirts of Lisa Czechowski. My apologies. Amanda Dennis and Jen Armbruster get us underway. Luca Vedsted blocks the ball from Czechowski. She'll send the ball down towards Jen Armbruster, who's on the right hand side. Amanda Dennis is in the centre. Czechowski is taking the left hand side. Jen Armbruster sends the ball into the centre where Maria Larsson blocks the ball. The last time these two sides met was yesterday in the pool play, where Denmark beat the USA by 1-0. Yesterday also, Russia defeated the USA by 1-0. And the USA crowd are baying for a goal. Jen Armbruster on the right hand side sends the ball down the line. Luca Vedsted blocks the ball away. Vedsted moves into the centre. Holds the ball high and right handed. Delivers the ball directly into the midriff of Amanda Dennis. The ball goes across court. It's blocked away on the rebound. Czechowski has the ball on the left-hand side. Right-handed, sends the ball into the face of Maria Larsson, who moves the ball to Luca Vedsted on the left. Vedsted sends the ball down towards Jen Armbruster in the 2 spot. Armbruster blocks the ball, squeezes the ball in 2 hands. Sets her radar for the left-hand post. It just comes off the toes of Luca Vedsted and wide. Luca Vedsted holds onto the ball and hands the ball over to Carina Jorgensen, who takes it into the 2 spot to the right of centre. Now to the right-hand post. Sends the ball into the toes of Amanda Dennis in the centre. Lisa Czechowski takes over in the 4 spot. Holds the ball in front of her, delivers the ball right-handed towards Jorgensen. Jorgensen's up quickly and will deliver the ball back. It comes off the legs of Czechowski, but it can't get past Czechowski. She holds onto the ball on the left-hand side. The ball goes through the 2 spot, finds a gap between Jorgensen and Larsson, and into the back of the net. Czechowski scores. USA have the lead. And the biggest cheer came from the Russian ladies. They know what that means. USA 1, Denmark 0. Jen Armbruster sends the ball into the centre. Maria Larsson blocks the ball and moves the ball to Jorgensen. Jorgensen sends the ball crashing off the legs of Amanda Dennis and just off the outside of that post. But outside it goes. And Czechowski comes back on the left-hand side. Larsson traps and moves the ball to Vedsted. Vedsted on the left. Right-handed. Sends the ball towards towards Amanda Dennis. Dennis moves the ball to Armbruster. 1-0. The USA are leading. With 3 minutes and 15 seconds gone in this first half. Denmark and the USA, of course, I'm just correcting myself. They didn't meet yesterday. They met the day before. Yesterday, the USA beat Sweden and beat the Netherlands before losing to Russia. Just to clarify that point. Ball comes into the back of Amanda Dennis off the legs of Armbruster, and Armbruster sends the ball back across to Jorgensen from where it came. Jorgensen holds onto the ball and moves the ball to Luca Vedsted. Vedsted on that left-hand side. With 4 minutes gone, sends the ball into the centre where it's pushed away by Amanda Dennis. The ball's blocked out, but Dennis distributes it back to Armbruster herself. Jen Armbruster sends the ball almost in between Larson and Vedsted, but Larson just manages to push it towards Luca Vedsted. Vedsted holds the ball high, sends the ball across the court. Yesterday, Canada had a lot of positive... they found a few gaps between Larson and Vedsted, making Vedsted move to her right in the 4 spot. They had a positive return from that particular shot. But Denmark held them to a 3-3 draw. A draw is not good enough for Denmark in this particular game. They have to win this game in order to set up a do or die against Russia later on today. They're trailing by a goal to nothing with 7:12 left on the first half clock. Luca Vedsted sends it across the face of the USA goal. Tchaikovsky doesn't have to touch it on that left-hand side. Lisa Tchaikovsky into the centre to deliver. Right-handed, sends the ball across the face of Maria Larsson. Maria Larsson blocks the ball. Sends the ball to Jorgensen. Jorgensen sends the ball into the middle where Dennis blocks the ball and transfers the ball to Armbruster on her right. Jen Armbruster crouches inside underneath the crossbar inside that right hand post. Sends the ball down towards Luca Vedsted in the 4 spot towards the left of centre. Vedsted stands in the 4 spot after Larson gives it back to her. Now she moves to the left hand post and puts a lot of pace on that ball. It catches Jen Armbruster just maybe a little unaware. She pushes the ball around the corner and has to have her eye shades checked as the ball came off of her face. Jen Armbruster, right-handed, sends the ball down towards Luca Vedsted. Vedsted kicks the ball away, and Larson distributes the ball to Jorgensen, who stands in the centre for Denmark, looking for an equaliser as we're coming up to the halfway mark of this first half. She can't find her way through Jen Armbruster. Armbruster moves the ball to Tchaikovsky, who sends the ball down the line. It's out of play, and Jorgensen will have the ball delivered back to her on that right-hand side. She sends the ball into the centre where it comes off the toes of Amanda Dennis. Dennis moves the ball to Armbruster. And the sharpshooter, the number 1, in the centre, right-handed, sends the ball off of the toes of Larson and just on inside the post and into the back of the net. It's a second goal for the USA. The ball spent an age in the air. It bounced just inside the right-hand post. It bounced just out of the reach of Karina Jorgensen and it crawled over the line. But it counts and we're halfway through this first half and the USA are leading by 2-0. And Russia are almost home and hosed as the winners of the tournament. It's the USA 2, Denmark 0. Timeout to Denmark with 5:32 left on the clock. The results from earlier today. Good morning, Mika, by the way. Erki Minala. Finland defeated the Netherlands by 6-0 this morning. Russia defeated Canada by 4-1. The result of those 2 games means that Finland finish in 9th place. The Netherlands finish in 10th. And Russia, if this result remains the same, will win the tournament. Karina Jorgensen, a lot of goal ball to play as yet. Sends the ball across the court towards Jen Armbruster. Armbruster pushes the ball around the right-hand post. 5.5 minutes to go. The USA, even if they win here and win against Canada, cannot overtake the Russians by virtue of the fact that Russia beat them. And that's the first tiebreak. Denmark, on the left-hand side in the form of Vedsted, sends the ball down the line. It's pushed away by Robin Thurjong. Tchaikovsky has the ball on the left-hand side. Sends the ball across the face of Larson. Larson traps the ball. She moves the ball to Jorgensen. Jorgensen in that 4-2 spot. Sends the ball across the face of Dennis. Dennis blocks the ball. Armbruster holds onto the ball in the 2 spot herself. To the right of centre. 4:45 left. Armbruster looking to pile on the pressure against the Danish ladies. They're leading by 2-0. She only finds Larsen. Larsen moves to Vedsted and sends the ball. Vedsted sends the ball towards Armbruster. They'll be looking for at least a goal back before half-time, Denmark, to get themselves in this game. Jen Armbruster holds onto the ball, sends the ball down the line. It's out of play. And Luca Vedsted moves almost into the centre, just to the left, takes 2 big strides and delivers the ball right-handed into the midriff of Amanda Dennis as she moves to the left in the 4 spot. She'll collect the ball for Lisa Czikowski. Czikowski bounces the ball down the line. It's pushed away by Jorgensen. And the clock will stop as the ball is pushed well away from the court. Now time is back on, and 4:03 is remaining in the first half. Jorgensen sends the ball into the legs of Amanda Dennis. She kicks the ball away, mermaid style. Lisa Czikowski on the left-hand side with a 2-0 lead. Sends the ball across the court. Luca Vedsted doesn't have to make the save. It's out of play. And the ball will be delivered back to the tall number 3. She moves all the way across to the right-hand side. 3:45 left. Luca Vedsted sends the ball into the centre. It's blocked away by Amanda Dennis. Amanda Dennis sends the ball across the court where Larsen blocks the ball. Luca Vedsted holds on to, sends the ball down the line. It's pushed away by Jen Armbruster. Armbruster crouches down on that right-hand post. Sends the ball towards Luca Vedsted, who's spread out across that left-hand corner. She kicks the ball away and she gives the ball to Larsen. Larsen, the number 1, sends the ball towards the number 1 for the USA, Jen Armbruster. Armbruster moves the ball to Czikowski, who's in the centre. And we've got 3 minutes left of this first half. Ball comes across Larsen and into the arms of Vedsted, almost away through for a 3rd goal for the USA. But Larsen holds on to the ball. Vedsted holds on to the ball. She'll send the ball across the court and look for a goal back. But Czikowski blocks the ball and the USA still lead by 2-0. Czikowski sends the ball back across that court. Vedsted collects, moves the ball to Jorgensen, sends the ball across the court. Jen Armbruster blocks the ball. Armbruster sends the ball back quickly. Maria Larsen traps it after blocking it and hands the ball to Vedsted on this left-hand side. Vedsted sends the ball across the court. It's trapped by the toes of Amanda Dennis. Dennis moves the ball to Czikowski. And Czikowski, right-handed, sends the ball across the face of Maria Larsen. Maria Larsen moves the ball to Jorgensen. Jorgensen holds onto that ball. With 2 minutes to go in this first half, Jorgensen tries to get Denmark on the board. Gets the ball through Dennis's hands, but Armbruster picks up the loose ball as all the pace was taken off of it. Armbruster sends the ball across the court. It's kicked away by Maria Larsen, and that'll go all the way back to Lisa Czikowski almost on the left-hand side. The USA have the ball back. 1 minute 48 seconds left on this clock. Czikowski on the left-hand side sends the ball down the line. It's off the arms of Jorgensen into the arms of Larsen, who distributes it to Vedsted. Defence by committee. And Vedsted will send the ball back to Amanda Dennis in the centre. Dennis moves the ball to Armbruster. We go into the last 86 seconds of the first half. USA will be very happy with the way the first half has gone, but not half as happy as the delighted Russians will be. This result, if it stays the same, will mean that Russia have won the Malmo Lady Intercup with a game to play. In this final 4-round robin, they've beaten Canada and they've beaten the USA. They have Denmark to play, but Denmark cannot overtake them on points because they will have lost to the USA and drawn with Canada. And all that will be remaining will be the placings behind the Russian ladies. And we'll hear something that we haven't heard in an international tournament. We'll hear the Russian national anthem later on today, unless Denmark can come up with something. They're trailing by 2-0. 40 seconds left to play in this first half. The ball is blocked out by the hands and the nose of Jen Armbruster. She immediately asked for an equipment check. I think more to rub her face rather than actually adjust her goggles.